I was just over here earlier in the other video. Wanted to give a shout out to Nick Hutchinson. He decided to close down Hutchinson Car Audio, and I congratulate him on doing it in a classy way and bowing out. You got to understand, I can't wait for his next adventure, and of course he'll do something. I don't know what it is, but you got to understand his situation. So I think he just had a baby, and he's got a family, and the big thing that a lot of people don't understand with this kind of business in this environment is, and he made fantastic products. I have no complaints about his products. Top-notch work, and he was really proud of it, and he should be. A lot of his work. What I think he didn't realize was that even though you charge, let's say, $1,800 for a custom 12 that looks tits McGee like his did, by the time you get done with educating the end user and getting them to use it properly, and them showing it off and them being 100% satisfied, you realized even at $1,800 you should have charged more, because those clients require a lot of attention, and that's one of the reasons why I stay away from them. I don't want perfection. It's too much, and when you see how it's really made, you can't I would love to see if Nick would show pictures of his lab, like that last video that he did on his channel. It looks very clean, but at the end of the day, as flashy and as what's the word? Probably satisfying to young boys and men. The idea of building your own loudspeakers like that, the money's not there. So right now, tool time, meaning metal shop time, you can charge easily $150 to $200 an hour. And you still cannot keep up with production that's going on right now. So one of the reasons why I'm delayed is because my metal shop guys finally got popular, and they started getting large government contracts, where again they're like third in line for subcontractors. So there's the main contractor, which let's say is Honeywell, and Honeywell then subcontracts to another machine place, and then they subcontract to another or two others to get one little part done, and then the whole assembly ends up being to Honeywell, which then the client ends up being whoever it is, General Dynamics or whatever, some space program or something like that. There's way better money in the machine time than there is in subwoofers. Subwoofers are dumb. They're kind of a waste of time, and I know that's not the right thing to say to people I'm trying to sell, but that's the whole point. Is I'm not trying to sell you something. I'm just trying to educate you and help you understand the world, and instead of just being a man-child for the rest of your fucking life. There's adults do adult things, and typically there's better money in weapons and space exploration than there is in some guy looking cool on a Saturday cruising around a parking lot trying to impress people with his subwoofer-ishness, whatever you want to call that, whatever the plural of subwoofers. Demo, like the SMD stuff, demo stuff. So, and again, also, do you want to be SMD? Do you want to be the guy that has fucking face tattoos and tattoos on his fingers and knuckles and being cool and not wearing hearing protection, and like the guy that continually forever, like Jesse James, who gets one porn star knocked up, and then now he's making a baby with Bonnie Rotten, and after you whatever, clowned Sandra Bullock. Like, do you really want to be that guy? A perpetual child for the rest of your life? So anyways, after trashing you guys, I want you to understand that if you can survive that gauntlet and not take it personal and understand the point of view that I'm trying to share with you guys, you understand that this is just a phase. This is just fun. And if you take it too serious, that you're missing the point. Everybody here is trying to have fun. So it's like if you go to a fucking quinceañera and they got a piñata, right? And you're the guy that takes it serious and wants to fucking hit children and steal all the candy and all that kind of stuff. You're an asshole. And that's what Steve Mead is. That's what Tony D'Amore is. So Tony D'Amore's like life goals are like to have a Lamborghini. That's the dumbest thing in the world. It's annoying. It's like, who are you? Are you going to be 11 years old forever? Why don't you do something for the planet? Why don't you have a affordable housing apartment complex? How about that instead of having a Lamborghini? Something that actually provides the community with a great service and provides you with positive cash flow for the rest of your life. How about that? Isn't that a better idea than just satisfying your ego so you can look cool in front of your peers? Oh, that's right. You're so elite you don't have any peers. There you go. Except for other douchebags. So, but back to Nick. I congratulate him. I hope he, settles down and get some real work done. And a guy in his position doesn't have a 401k, doesn't have a retirement plan. He's got to run that stuff himself. And so the way you do that is you stack cash, and then if you can get into some, like he's up there in, I think, one of the Dakotas, and if there's oil fields that are being harvested, you make housing for the miners, the guys that are up there, the what do they call them, roughnecks. Those guys will rent forever until the boom is a bust, and then they won't live there anymore. But if you can get in there and get the property paid for so that it's cash flow no matter who lives there, even if the rent goes down, you're set for life. So have some compassion for Nick. Nobody wants to touch his top plates, which I saw them too. So I've had like 4 people text me with links to his store where virtually everything is sold out. And I thought it was kind of entertaining that he's selling the rights to the Genesis, which is the contacts for the tooling and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay. I mean, it's a good. I mean, I wouldn't invest in it, but that's just me. So, but remember, you got to pay the shipping on that shit too. That's going to be really heavy. So, and I don't need any more top plates. I don't need any more buyouts. I'm going to 100% Chinesium if I can help it. And then my residual retirement plan is to have somebody else sell all these speaker parts to everybody, and then I can go make movies. That's what I want to go do. So, but I just wanted to shout out to Nick. Congratulations on moving on. People don't realize that this is a promotion for him. And they're like, no, don't go. And it's like, no, you can, there's plenty of other people to buy parts from and make, well, fucking go make them yourself. Go do that. So, what's his name? Is it Jonathan? I forget his last name. Prodigy Audio. That's what he does. His main work is machine shop work for the power company. That's his bread and butter. And then on the side, he does lithium banks. And he was able to do it in a big way. He had like a whole fucking shipping container show up with lithium, which I thought was a really great investment. And then, you sell those banks for, let's say you got $200 into it, and then you sell it for $900. That's a good chunk of change. Do you sell a lot of those? No. But it's a fun thing to do, and again, you got to pay your bills and take care of that first. So again, audio should be fun, and when you take it that serious, then it loses its fun. So and that, again, that's what I was talking about earlier about if you're going to compete and you're just going for numbers, then the whole point of the hobby, the whole point of the sport, if that's what you want to call it, goes out the window. What's the point of listening to music when all your system is tuned for is 57 hertz and burps? And if you play anything outside of 57 hertz, your amps go up into flames. It just seems kind of dumb to me. That's all. Again, this is my opinion. And if you get offended by this and don't want to buy from me, that's fine. I don't give a shit. So I'm going to go do so many other bigger, better things. This is going to look ridiculous. This is going to be like extended playtime. I still think I spent too much time. I remember reading or listening to an interview with George Lucas where he was really into cars. He was really into like street rods and shit like that. And, after the success of the first Star Wars movie, they asked him, like, are you glad, you made movies? He's like, oh yeah. Because it makes so much more money, and he can still be like Jay Leno and go collect hot rods if that's what he wants to do. But if your business is hot rods, it's a totally different game for you, and you can't even enjoy it anymore. But if you're a billionaire and you own a personal spacecraft, and you sold out to Disney, if you want a stupid hot rod for the weekend, you can just borrow one. It's not a big deal. So I think the thing I'm saying is think bigger. Don't feel bad for Nick. This is a really good move for him. And I hope that he's making $200 an hour, 24 hours a day, especially if you can run 3 shifts. Not himself, but he would make enough money to hire somebody else to babysit the machine. He's got several 6-axis machines, it looked like. And that's really the way to go, is where that whole process is automated and you just have that thing cooking. And then if your order gets so big, you have time to order from China, and then you get it in, you inspect it and all that kind of stuff, and then you just add it to your order. Like say your order requirement is 10,000 pieces or 100,000 pieces or whatever it is. You make 10 in-house and then you make 90 outside. And then you inspect them and then you make them as good as, you say, these are as good as mine, blah, blah, blah. And then that way you fulfill the order and you only had to do 10% of the work. See how that works? And so you still get 100% of the money. Well, not 100% because you gave some to China, but China is very affordable. You guys are really going to thank China for being there and being strong. And when they collapse, the whole world is going to be hurting. The whole world will be hurting. So hopefully by then, the oligarchy and the Illuminati will take care of us at the big reset, and we won't have to worry about anything anymore. And it'll be like living on a military base where you can use all the electricity you want, but you're kind of a slave. So I love you guys. Have a good week. Make it a good week. Love one another. Jizz on one another. Make as many spirit babies as you can. I love you. Bye.